Hi, my name is Jay, and I am reviewing another Epson printer for MomStart. This time it is the XP-6000. And actually that's the short name. The full name is the Epson Expression Premium XP-6000 Small in 1. So this is pretty similar to the XP-640 that I did the last review on, and we'll put a link up and you can go and check that out and get an idea of what the differences are. So this has quite a few similarities to the last printer, the small-in-one printer that I reviewed. It's got a couple of different trays, actually at least 3 that I can think of off the top of my head. It's got the tray 2 at the bottom for the large format paper, 8.5 by 11, and legal, and things of that type. It's got another tray for the smaller photos. One trick too, it's kind of hard to find when you do the printable CDs. I always have a little bit of trouble at first. I have to go through the directions. This one, the tray is hidden underneath tray 2. Gotta pull it out all the way. It slides out here. So when you want to print a CD, like I've got these couple of examples that I've done, place it here. This is a little bit tricky. This is the output tray normally, but when you want to print a CD, line up the arrows, push it in, and line those up right there, and then you'd be ready to print a CD when you come to it. And it goes back. Let's see if I can do this. Oh yeah, it worked. The first try, usually I have to take it out all the way, it seems like, too. Oh, another thing I wanted to point out too is that it has a duplexer on the back, so you can do two-sided printing, and that's all controlled just either on your PC or on your mobile device. It's all in the software. You can just tell it toggle two-sided printing on or off. So setup is pretty much what you'd think. You turn it on. It's going to ask the language. It's going to spend some time initializing, and of course it'll ask you to insert the ink cartridges, and of course the top is the scanner, but if you reach down a little bit lower, it clicks up and holds, and here's where the 5 ink cartridges go. It threw me for just a half a second because you'd kind of expect the large capacity black, I kind of expected it to be on the end, but you can see there's the cyan first, and then the large black, and then the other 3 colors there. But that slows you down by about 2 seconds. So I initially set the printer up on my PC. I didn't use the CD that came with it. I just downloaded the latest drivers, set it up, ran through it. It worked great on the first try. I set it up on Wi-Fi. You can either go Wi-Fi, or it's got one of those old school USB plugs. There isn't an Ethernet, which is no big deal. Kind of ran it through its basics on the PC, and then where I thought it really shined was I was surprised at how well it worked with my mobile phone. I could not find any features for the PC that I couldn't do with my mobile phone. So everything I did here, with the exception of this large print, this was done on the PC, but most of the work I did was just on my mobile device, just because I was so impressed with what I could do with Epson iPrint app. I couldn't find anything that it couldn't do, really. You can make CD collages and print them out right from the phone. A couple of other things that I thought, one thing that really impressed me really was, well, it's got an SD card slot, so you can put your camera memory right in, and then it has this USB. You can just take a standard flash drive, put it in there, and there's several things it can do. One of them, right from the Epson iPrint app, is you can send photos to that to be queued up and ready for if you want to print later. You can also upload them to back to your phone if it's kind of a simple wireless way to transfer them if you want to. Another thing you can do when there's a flash drive in there is you can scan straight to the flash drive to print later. You don't have to you know, you don't have to scan and copy or scan to the phone. So in a lot of ways it can extend the storage of your phone just by using a flash drive. Quite a few little features too that I didn't even dive into too much. One of them is it has a lot of built-in presets where you can print out calendars. You just tell it the month and the year, and if you want a week by week or if you want a full-page month calendar, it'll print it out. It'll print out graph paper. It has several interesting filters, I guess you'd say. One of them is coloring book, where you basically can send any picture that you want and it will find the contours and print it out black and white, and then you can color it in yourself. It's kind of fun. So just as a first run printing, I've got a few samples here that you can see. This is our rabbit. Some of the nicer pictures that we have. This is just an example of printing on the glossy 8.5 by 11. Here are some of the smaller formats. These are just pictures that I've taken myself. We'll get a little closer look at these a little bit later. This is from, we just got married last year. This is a picture of the bridal party. This printer is also capable, we talked a little bit about the CDs, and here are a couple of examples. And this first CD I printed just with the default settings, and you can see it's got a little bit of a white inner rim. And on the last video, I went back through and looked at some of the criticisms and critiques on what I could do better. And, you know, somebody, in fact, I printed it out, XX, when using the Epson print CD, you should decrease the inner diameter so you don't get such a large white circle in the middle. And that was really good advice. I didn't even really think too much about it, but yeah, sure enough, those settings are all very changeable. Another suggestion from a superb media content creator. Honestly, I know you mean well, but in the future you might want to print a standard reference chart as well as your personal materials. And that's a really good idea, so I did that. I printed a few different things. This is just a monochrome on regular paper. We'll look at these a little more closely in some photos later. And this is also on this is on the cardstock paper. I printed out. This is a 4K ping file. It's just a color test, and this is that same picture on a smaller format on the ultra glossy. And the printer prints out very quickly. This was the, you know, a lot of these will, it's advertised it prints in 15 seconds, and the black and white, you can read the specs, but it lives up to it. This was the longest I was able to get it to print, which was the high quality, a huge, you know, it's a huge ping file. And, you know, from the time I hit send on my phone, and I printed most of these on my phone, it took 3 minutes and 25 seconds. That was the longest I could get it to take on one print. But as you're going to see soon, the quality is pretty striking. Just for reference, here are a few of the things that we printed out, and we'll add some of these pictures to the article so you can load them up on your computer and see them yourself. But so this is the heavier stock paper. Here's the glossy, and this, again, this is a 4K ping, just for reference. This is a monochrome. It gives you an idea of the resolution that it's capable of. Here's a picture of our bunny. I don't think it was necessarily I just liked the picture, that's why I printed it. It wasn't necessarily a brilliant shot lighting-wise. And then, over on this side, here's a very colorful picture from our wedding just last year, for the bridal party. This is a picture that I took myself. I'm going to say it's out of the passenger window, because you shouldn't take pictures while you're driving. But this is kind of a typical scene in Oregon. And here are the CDs. You can see it lets you print a collage. These are some wedding themed, and this is themed from our our honeymoon. And as long as I have this paper in front of me of the critiques from my last video, I'll just cover this last one. Carl Linden, thanks for the video. Do you know if it's possible at all to print without the tray out? And this does have a very similar tray to the last printer we did. In fact, it's almost identical. And the answer is, at least for this one, no. It always asks, it never automatically extends it, and anytime it wants to print, it asks that you have that extended. The one exception is when you print the CD, and this is in, and the CD tray is on top. So that just covers that question. So as you can see, just as a printer, it works great. I didn't really have much doubt that that would be the case. But what kind of blew me away more than anything was the way that it works with mobile devices. In fact, if you aren't even, if you just mainly use mobile and you just want a printer to go with that, you can do everything. I couldn't find anything that you couldn't do with a mobile, specifically Android device. There are also, you know, cloud features too. There's Google Cloud Printing. It's capable of doing that. It comes built in to be able to use the Epson Connect services, where you can basically print from anywhere just over the internet. You can email it. They will give your printer its own specific email that you can send emails to, and it will print. I love this printer and how it works with mobile devices, and thank you very much. This is Jay signing off. It does a lot of neat things and stuff. So in conclusion, I'm quite satisfied.
Okay, it is recording now.
Oh, was it? What, did that? Oh crap! It's black mail material.